Now, the second tip is building citations. In other words, building backlinks. So before I show you this stuff, like what's a citation? A citation is quite simple. We all know Yelp, right? Foursquare, Hot Frog, Yellow Pages. All of these websites are basically business listings, okay? And your goal is to list your business in as many of these as you can. Why? Well, for a couple of things. Let me just go here to Yelp and open up like a classic listing of a business. Let me just see, for example, plumber, okay? Oh, let's do this. It doesn't matter. Let's just do this one right here. It's a restaurant. And the reason why this is good is because we have a link to our site, even though most likely this is no follow. Doesn't matter. Let me just see here. Actually, it is do follow. So yeah, but even if you were no follow, it doesn't matter because links from Wikipedia, which are very valuable, are no follow. Links from Facebook are no follow, so it doesn't really matter. Now, the good thing about this is that one, you get a link, an authoritative link from an authoritative site, Yelp.com, trustworthy site in Google's eyes, right? Where it links back to your site. Has all the info, phone number, name, address, phone number, business site, opening hours, a map embed, reviews even, right, about your business. So Google loves this, right? This is amazing, right? This basically characterizes your business, just like your classic Google, your GBP or Google My Business listing characterizes your business, right? Yelp does as well, right? And having your business listed on Yelp and all these other trustworthy citation sites or local business directories is a way to get a bunch of links pointing your site from trustworthy sources with a bunch of context, right, from your niche, right, because of the reviews, what you do, and a bunch of context from all things and anything about your business. It's just as if you're building backlinks, like quote unquote regular backlinks, which by the way you should build as well, okay, which I have a video on this. But these are hyper relevant, local relevant backlinks, which at the end of the day help Google understand like what you are, what you sell, reading reviews of your clients, because people oftentimes leave reviews on Yelp, not just Google, right? People leave reviews on Trustpilot, okay, not just Google. So these are a great way to have your site listed on multiple of these platforms that Google trusts, right? Google trusts Yelp. And by the way, if you look at metrics, of course, Yelp is a super authoritative domain, right? DR of 80 something, I think, 95. So I mean, super powerful, of course, which you want links from. And by the way, these are all free, right? So you need to list your business on here. Now, something more is these little four steps right here. First things first is you got to copy all the citations your competitors have and then build some more on top, right? Your whole goal when building links, in this specific case, citations, is look at your competitors, right? Put your competitors on Ahrefs or any other like tool that allows you to check backlinks, right? And make a list of all of their citations, right? They're on Yelp, amazing, check. Make a Google Sheets, Yelp, okay. They're on Trustpilot, they're on Foursquare, they're on Hot Frog, they're on Yellow Pages, okay. So make a list of all these and then replicate all these citations. Now you can do it manually. You can go on Fiverr and hire someone for like $10 an hour to do it for you. There are services like I think Local Spark do this for you, where they look at your competitors, see the citations they have, see the ones you have, and then just build the ones that they have that you don't, right? Again, point here is that you want to build, you're going to be like leveled with the number of citations your competitors have, right? Because the goal is to build as many as you have plus some more on top. Okay, you're gonna like be over them to some extent. Okay, now again, building these is super simple, right? Just go on Yelp, which is one of them, and create a profile, which is pretty straightforward. No need to overcomplicate this. Second thing is make sure your NAP consistent. Okay, name, address, and phone number. So the name, address, and phone number you have on your site, on your footer, which by the way should be there as well as with the map embed, should match the name, address, and phone number on here. Otherwise, you're going to confuse Google, right? You don't want to confuse Google because if you confuse it, it takes a lot of time to unconfuse it, okay? So make sure that you're consistent across the board with your name, address, phone number. Try to avoid like abbreviations. So if the business is in Singapore, don't just type in SG. I mean, you can type SG, but if you have SG on your site, put SG here. Don't put here Singapore and then SG on the other on your site. This might be a little too much, some people, but I mean, since you're having all the work to build this stuff, right, you want to be consistent across the board, okay? So that's the second thing. Because honestly, if you're not consistent, then it's a pain in the butt to go out, and edit all these citations. So if you're hiring someone to do this for you, make sure to give them proper instructions to build them out for you, okay? Now I'll show you an example on how you can like pay someone to do this for you in a bit. So don't worry if you don't want to do it all yourself manually. I'll show you how to do it, like how to pay someone to do it for you. Third thing is the more local relevant, the better. Okay. So if you can find citation sites or local business directories specific to your borough, state, whatever, the better. And you want to go for relevancy both in terms of location and niche. If you can find a business directory just for lawyers, just for dentists, just for chiropractors, the better. So go and find a relevancy in both location and niche, right? The more relevant with anything, right, the better. Okay, and then finally, right, get hyper local backlinks. So a citation is sort of a backlink, but it is in these sort of free type sites that anyone can post a link on, like Yelp, right? Which again are great. You should be building them. But on top of that, I recommend you build hyper local backlinks. And the way you do this, it's free by the way as well. You go watch this video right here. It's a 30-minute video, literal, no fluff, step by step on how you can build hyperlocal.org backlinks. Which I mean, they just work. They're insanely powerful. Okay, I'll leave it down below as well. So please go watch it because again, all these tips that I'm giving you, you actually need to apply them all. Don't just do one. Don't just do the schema. Yeah, the stars are great, but if you have stars and rank on the 10th position, nobody's going to click your site, right? So do all of these, okay? And when it comes to citations, copy all the ones your competitors have, okay? Build some more on top, make sure you're consistent with NEP, go for citations that are relevant both in terms of location and niche, and get hyper relevant backlinks. Now, if you want to outsource all this stuff, well, you can use a tool called Local Ranks. It's a pretty cool tool. Basically, it's a tool tailored for local SEO, which is, as of now, two things. First thing is if you go here to history, right, you can just put your local business, click New Scan, add your local business map URL, and what it does is it gives you a visual representation based on the keywords you add of how you're ranking in the maps. So, like this example business is based here, right? And one thing with Google Maps is if you're searching from here, right, I might be ranking first. But if you're searching from here, I might be ranking fifth. Because Google Maps and Google in general, right, ranks businesses based on a bunch of factors. One of them being location. So if I'm closest to the business, well, I might see it higher than if someone's like 10 miles away, they might see it lower on maps, right? Something else, of course, is the relevancy. If I'm searching for a plumber, a plastic surgeon won't show up. Of course, that's basic stuff. But this location-based search, right, whether you're close or far away from the business, right, does play a big part. And so this tool is pretty cool. Gives you a map, a visual map of how you're positioned across the board. And you can expand this, right? I just put, I think, 4 rows, 1, 2, or 3 rows, or 3 like circles, I think. But this is a great way for local business to see how they're positioned across the board. For example, here for this business, I can see that they're not very well positioned around here. So what would I do here? Well, I would build citations, right? If I could find them, right? Citations that were specific or more location specific to this part of Dallas, if there are any, right? Or I would build backlinks, right, with anchor text for example, plumber in, I don't know, a specific borough of Dallas, right? So I would create relevancy and fabricate relevancy on the parts of the map that I'm ranking lower. Hopefully this is making sense, right? Again, I'm already dominating this always right here, right? So I want to dominate this, and how do I dominate this? Well, is to build more relevancy towards this area, because all in all, we're not ranking for Plumber Dallas in this area because Google thinks we're not relevant enough. Or in other words, there are other businesses that are more relevant than us for this keyword in this location. Okay, and so this tool is great. Local rank that I saw, I'll leave a link down below in the description. It won't be an affiliate link, don't worry. I could, but I mean, I don't want to bother with like registering for their affiliate program, so yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, two things. One is this one, and then what you can do is you can take these, right, and build citations. You can build citations for you automatically. So I go here and click Boost, it's pretty cool, Boost, and I can just basically have them build citations for me, right? I can go here, get the business right here, which is this is my business, okay? I can click it. I'd have to make sure that, of course, my business information is properly written. I'll just enable test mode for now, right, and just hit create citations. And what this will do is create a bunch of citations for me, right? Now, again, this is in test mode, but I'll just do it anyways. And what happens is a new citation page will be created. The system will generate the page with your business details, and I'll receive an URL when the deployment is complete. So let's just do a test right here. Again, all this, and by the way, the only reason why I'm showing you this tool is because it ties in perfectly with this, right? Again, we want to build citations, but it's a pain in the butt to build them, so just hire someone to do it for you. In specific, this service is great because it combines giving us a visualization of the map and where we stand across the map, right? And then we can target and build citations to those areas to create more relevancy in those areas to expand the area where we rank. Hopefully it's making sense, and hopefully you can see how valuable this stuff is. Again, granted, by the way, I'm not just saying that if you just build citations, you're going to rank first. No, SEO is a combination of things. build the citations, add the schema, have a proper on pages. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. I'll give you 2 more tips, but this is part of the process, and this actually works. And a cool thing about this is that with the little visualization, when you build citations in like a week or 2 weeks from now, you can see like the increase and the creation of relevancy and the maps thingy getting greener, which is pretty cool. So let's see here. Let's see here the page that you created. Let's open this up, and there you go. Again, this is a fake business name, a bit of a description, map embed, right? Which if we were to use a real business for this, there will be like a proper map right here. Our phone number, our URL, our address, and a bunch more contacts. There you go. Super straightforward. Now going back here, of course, what you do is, of course, add your proper business information and actually like create real citations which do move the needle. And then, of course, like go here and see the actual results for multiple or very different keywords. It's pretty cool. Like for this keyword, for example, Dallas Plumbing Company, we're very bad, right? So what we do here is I would build citations, I'll build links, I'll create pages that make me more relevant for this keyword. This, again, is a play with on-page SEO, technical SEO, which I have videos on this. I'll leave them down below. But also, again, creating citations and building relevancy for these keywords. Okay, and again, I like this very, very much. It's super simple, super quick to see. And if you have a couple of local businesses as clients, this is a pretty cool way to show them like how your work is having an effect on how they're ranking. Because oftentimes they're ranking like they're very well positioned for like the closest location to them, and they're trash for all these ones right here. And it might be the reason why they're not getting as many leads as they want, because they can be ranking first for just one keyword, right? But not first for a lot of the other important variations of other keywords. For example, Dallas Plumbing Company, we're 99. Again, granted, a lot of people might not search for this, Dallas Plumbing Company. Most people looking for a plumber will just search for Plumber Dallas, but there could be a big opportunity here, right? Surely there's like a handful of people searching for this every single day. And surely there's less competition than for this keyword. So we can probably dominate this keyword as well. And could be a good idea to rank for the keyword like this and any other variation of this keyword, which is pretty cool.